What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cap show. We got the NBA Finals. I cannot wait. Obviously, I'm going with my squad, who I've been going with all season long, and that's the Golden State Warriors. I think what the Warriors are doing now, it's really unstoppable. Who does it start with? It obviously starts with Steph Curry. Shout out to Steph, one of the most iconic sports figures today in history right now. Look, I mean, yes, we're going against Boston. Boston's a great team, and I will give Boston some credit, closing out the Miami Heat in 7 games. I think that was a great series. I just thought, looking at Boston, dude, yes, they're iconic. They have 17 championships in their organization, which is crazy to believe. It's crazy. In the 60s, they won it in 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 68, and 69, dude. Let alone. That is crazy. Obviously, their most recent championship was in 2008 with KG, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo. Yes, the sucker, Paul Pierce. Everyone loves Paul Pierce, but it's like, come on. I really think Boston Celtics in 2008 really could have won without Paul Pierce. I really do believe that, but that's another story. But I think what Boston has going for them right now is definitely their defense. That's what got them here in the NBA Finals, and that starts with the X factor, Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart, this guy, he's like the Draymond Green, but the point guard version, the guard version. He can shoot some threes. He can score baskets when you want him to. I just think for Marcus Smart, he's got to lock down Steph Curry. And we are kind of used to this matchup, the Golden State Warriors and Boston Celtics. They did match up back in March 16th, and this was the game that Steph got hurt. He got hurt in the first half. He got taken out, and then really Steph didn't come back for after a month after that. I think it was a foot injury somewhere in that right around there. But I just think for Steph right here, what's going is like, dude, the Golden State's playing at home. I like the Warriors in 7 games, if not 6 games. I really think they can close out Boston in 6. Now, I will give Boston some respect. Their defense is legit, and that's why they're here. Al Horford, those guys, Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, he had a couple big games against the Heat. I expect Jaylen Brown to really blossom out in this NBA Finals. I expect him just to hit that next level, and I think Jaylen Brown can do that, absolutely. Then obviously Jason Tatum. I mean, look, this kid, he's only 24 years old, and he's playing like he's Kobe Bryant, and I think he did take some lessons. Rest in peace to Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. He did take some lessons from Kobe, really, when Jason Tatum just got into the league. This was a couple years ago. And I think Jason Tatum, dude, he is so nice, man. And I think, what really makes him nice is not just his shot, his touch, his flow, just the way he plays basketball. I think, Jason Tatum, he's got to be on the aggressive end in this Finals. If you guys want to have a shot here to beat Golden State, Jason Tatum has to go for 40-plus a game. Like, that's what he has to do. And then we have to have Jaylen Brown go off for 30-plus a game. Al Horford's going to have to get rebounds. Al Horford versus Draymond Green, that's going to be a heck of a matchup. I cannot wait for that. I just think for Andrew Wiggins got to guard Jason Tatum. I think that matchup's going to be great as well. Andrew Wiggins, former number 1 pick. I think these two right here are going to match up great. I really do. And I think, for Wiggins, it's like, dude, like, this is a big time right now for Andrew Wiggins in his career. I think for Andrew Wiggins, if he wins a championship, it's going to be great for him, let alone, but for the Boston Celtics as well, for Jason Tatum. It's a young team. The Boston has a young team. Obviously, Al Horford's been in the game for over a couple decades now, it feels like, right? Since what, like 2005, 2006, or maybe 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. But, for Steph and Golden State, they have 6 championships, the Warriors organization. I think for Klay Thompson, he's due for a big game. Absolutely. I just think for Klay Thompson, it's one of them things where it's like, he's not the same player anymore. He really isn't. I think, ever since that injury, back to back, I think it really has slowed Klay Thompson down in a way, but he can still shoot. He can still get the quick release, and I still expect him to score at least 15 points a game in the NBA Finals here. And for Klay Thompson, that's kind of like, dude, that's terrible, right? The old Klay Thompson, we're over here saying he's going to average 25 to 30 points a game, and that's what Klay Thompson does. He's going to come in and do that. He's going to hit big shots for you, and I expect Klay Thompson to do that. But I also think, Draymond as well. He's another X factor for Golden State. I think he's their heart and soul of this team. He's their nitty-gritty guy, and I think, for Draymond, matching up with Al Horford's going to be a tough matchup for both of them. I mean, both of them are great. Both of them are future Hall of Famers, no doubt about it. I just think, dude, this matchup is going to be, I think it's even going to be more interesting than an Andrew Wiggins, Jason Tatum matchup. I really do. I think this matchup's going to be great. But I think for Steph Curry, Marcus Smart, that's a tough matchup as well. I just think for Steph Curry, he's got to get in that flow. We don't want Steph Curry to be out of flow, or just, anything that doesn't have to do with Steph hitting the basket. It has to do that. Steph Curry, he's going to have to get in that flow. He's going to have to hit big shots, which we've seen Steph Curry do it now for so long. Okay, back in college in 2008, that's when we're like, dude, this kid, Steph Curry, is going to be something special one day. And look at him now. He almost won a championship series right now from his 4th NBA championship. This is crazy, dude. If Steph Curry really does win, he will tie LeBron James for 4 NBA championships, which is insane to believe, right? Steph Curry, dude, 4 NBA championships. Draymond Green, 4 NBA championships. Klay Thompson, 4 NBA championships. Dude, I mean, Golden State Warriors, they're a dynasty, dude. They are 100% dynasty. They're like the New England Patriots, but they're the dynasty in the NBA right now. Started it back in 2015 and really just carrying on right now to 2022. And I think, Golden State, they changed the game so much. Steph Curry changed the game, revolutionized it. I think, it's going to be a great series. I think it could possibly go 7, like I said, even though I think it's going to go 6. But I would love to see it for the NBA to go 7 games. Who won it? Yeah, I think, NBA understands more money for them if it lasts longer anyway. So I think, for the Warriors, what do they have to do to win the NBA championship? Well, they have to stick to what they're good at, right? Not just hitting threes, but, the difference maker last series was Golden State getting to the basket. That's what they got to do. They got to get to the basket, and get those buckets. They got to do that, because if they just rely on the 3 too much, I think that's when the Golden State Warriors become weak, dude. If they just continue to shoot threes and continue to throw up bad shots, I don't like that. I think, Golden State opens it up when they do penetrate and dish off. Also hit the jump shots, hit the layups, hit the dunks. That's what Golden State needs to do and continue to do that. Now, for Boston, what do they have to do to beat Golden State? Well, I think for Boston right here, the matchups are going to be key for them. Al Horford versus Draymond. Marcus Smart versus Steph. This thing, they're going to have to capitalize on it. Jason Tatum, versus Andrew Wiggins. Jaylen Brown, who's going to match up with him? Klay Thompson. I just think, for this, it's a classic matchup. But I truly believe I'm sticking to my gut. I'm sticking to the script. I'm sticking to the Golden State Warriors to win the 2022 NBA championship. That's just how it is, dude. Why? Because of Steph Curry, dude. He's just the game changer. He's the X factor here. Although, for the Golden State Warriors, the bigger picture, definitely Andrew Wiggins the X factor overall. Why? Because, you're matching up against Jason Tatum. You're going to have to hold him to less than 30 points a game to win this NBA championship. Okay, that's what he has to do. You have to hold Jason Tatum. Let somebody else beat you. Let somebody else from Boston beat you. Let Jaylen Brown beat you a couple games. Whatever. I just think for Jason Tatum, you cannot let him go for 40 a night here if you're Golden State. In Golden State, their defense isn't the best either, so I think they got to work on some things there. Whereas Boston, they're a better defensive team than Golden State. We know this. But I just think for Golden State, they rely a lot on the 3, which they need to take off pressure a little bit on the 3 and not just live and die by the 3 here, okay? It doesn't have to be like that. To get in the paint, give some Draymond some touches, mix it up here and there. But for Boston to win, dude, they're going to have to, Jason Tatum's going to have to go for 40 plus. Jaylen Brown's going to have to go for 30 plus. Marcus Smart, he's going to have to lock Curry up, go for the 15 to 20. Just a lot of things are going to have to go the Celtics' way. I just think the weakness for Boston Celtics is their late game decision making. We've seen it in the past. We even saw when they got lucky against the Brooklyn Nets in the playoffs. I think that was in game 1 where, really it was just a blown coverage, kind of like in football, just a blown coverage and people just running back, don't know where to go on defense. And we saw the layup, from Boston, which really it was just a really terrible decision making by the Brooklyn Nets. But we look back at it and say, Boston cannot make some of these mistakes that they did make earlier in the playoffs against the Golden State Warriors. Because the Golden State Warriors, we know who they are. They will capitalize on your mistakes. They will hit threes. They will hit threes when you don't want them to hit threes. That's what Golden State is, and I love Golden State so much because it's like, when I was a kid growing up in basketball, we weren't taught to shoot these deep threes. Like, that was a terrible shot if we shot that. Nowadays it's like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson shooting it. It's like, dude, those are great shots. 35, 40-footers, dude, continue to shoot those. You know what I'm saying? Whereas back in the day, they were like, dude, that's a terrible, terrible shot unless you hit them, right? But it's awesome. I cannot wait. I think this NBA Finals is going to be epic. It's either going to go 6 or 7 games. That's my prediction, but I'm still sticking with the Golden State Warriors. I picked them about 2 months ago, and I could have had a better time at the time. I think they were plus 2,400. Something crazy, dude. Maybe not that much, but they were plus a big number. And really, ever since then, it was just like, when Steph got hurt, that's when it just dropped, when they're like, oh, Golden State's over with. Even that was against Boston back in March 16th. And it was just like, really, dude? Like, we're just going to give up on Golden State, what they've done, what they have accomplished. Already won 3 NBA championships already, on their 4th right now. I think Golden State, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, they understand what's at stake. They understand that, hey, we are a dynasty right now. This is the opportunity to win our 4th NBA championship, dude, since 2015. I think this is great. I think this is great for the NBA. So a lot of tradition here, a lot of history between the Boston Celtics and Golden State Warriors. But ultimately, I'm going with the Warriors because of Steph Curry, because he's the best NBA player right now that's playing active. So I'm going Golden State Warriors in 6 or 7, baby. Let's go. It's the Cloud with Cap Show.